Hey friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to WrestleJuice. So as promised, as a lot of you asked, given that I had done so many videos predicting the entrance for the Royal Rumble, I thought on today's video, I would go ahead and take a look at my own performance in the Royal Rumble. No, not the match itself. I'd be like I show speed and completely fuck myself up without the cool backflip that he did. I'm going to grade my performance and see how I did predicting the entrance in the Royal Rumble, because as you guys know, I had a lot of fun doing all 4 of those videos. So why not cap it off with a personal progress report? That's right, a report card. All right, as you can see, I've got the Wikipedia entry list with all the actual people who participated in the Men's Rumble. And next to that, I've got my list of all the people that I thought were going to be in the Rumble. The one thing that stood out to me pretty early on in the Rumble was just how deep Triple H went into his roster, which I was surprised about. I didn't think he'd be able to, given that, for example, there's always a couple of returns, there's always a couple of sometimes, although that's been less lately, the legends, a couple of NXT people coming in. I did not think he would go as deep into the mid-card as he did. So, for example, the first couple entries, I think I got number 1, Sami Zayn. Obviously, he was in it. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, the winner. Braun Breaker, Sheamus, Jimmy Uso. They were all in the Rumble. Pat McAfee was not. This actually did surprise me. This actually, not to shift blame over here, but many of you friendos had a very good point. It's Pat McAfee. He's wrestled before. He's been in Rumbles before, and he's taken responsibility for he's taken the credit for bringing the Royal Rumble to Indianapolis. You figured the crowd would pop big if Pat McAfee got out of his chair and entered the Rumble. Instead, they did a couple other things with Pat McAfee in the ring. They did that big presentation where they showed some of his highlights. So there was some Pat McAfee focus, just he wasn't a celebrity in the Rumble. I guess in this case, that went to I Show Speed, who was the celebrity in the Rumble. Again, I was surprised because in our Going in Raw Predictions Challenge, I didn't have him getting in the Rumble. So I guess that spot there, the Pat McAfee spot, instead went to I Show Speed. Moving on through the roster, number 9, Chad Gable. He was in it. Number 10, Jeff Hardy. There was another TNA guy that I did get, but I figured Jeff Hardy, he's TNA signed. They've got a relationship. Who wouldn't want to see Jeff Hardy and CM Punk, for example, mix it up a little bit, but that didn't happen. Solo Sikoa wasn't there. That was a shocker to me. That was a big shocker to me. He did the thing on SmackDown a couple weeks back where he was going to say something and got booed out of the place. Jacob Fatu looked super disappointed. So I guess they're going to make a big deal about his return. I don't know who he's going to fight at WrestleMania, but evidently they're going to make a big deal about it. So he was not in the Royal Rumble. I was pretty surprised about that. Another surprise, my next one here, Trick Williams from NXT. He's going to be called up by WrestleMania. He'll probably lose to Obafemi straight up one-on-one at Stand and Deliver, and then they'll give him his call-up. Maybe he'll stick around there in NXT for a spell, because sometimes they do the big crossover thing. But now that I think about it, the draft is after WrestleMania, and usually the draft is pretty definitive. At least that's how it was for Carmelo Hayes last year. But yeah, no Trick Williams. I was genuinely surprised that the men had no NXT representation, especially given that Julia, the NXT Women's Champion, was in the Women's Rumble. I figured for sure Trick Williams and Obafemi, basically the 2 guys they have that can main event an NXT Premium Live event. Maybe you could consider All Ego Ethan Page, but beyond that, they really do not have a very deep main event situation there for the men in NXT. So I'm surprised that Trick Williams didn't get into the Rumble. That was pretty surprising to me. His buddy Carmelo Hayes, of course, did. LA Knight did. Dom Mysterio did. Damian Priest was in it. Shinsuke was in it. Finn Balor was in it. Pentagon, of course, was in it. Joe Hendry, he was in it. Had a small showing. A lot of people were not too happy with his limited interaction in the Rumble. CM Punk, John Cena was in it. The New Day, not in it. In sort of their place where I had him, I guess would have been guys like Ludwig Kaiser, really deep down the mid-card. Who else? The Miz. I was surprised I did not have The Miz on my list. Otherwise, Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, no Omos. They had him vacate his tag title in Noah to come back to Indianapolis. They didn't use him, but they did use that opportunity to bring back Braun Strowman. So I knew it was going to be, and I think Braun was my initial lineup. So it was going to be Braun, and it was not going to be Omos. And then another surprise, Randy Orton was not in the Rumble. Instead, we had a different return. This one was surprising me, AJ Styles, simply because, from what Larson told me anyways, the research he had done on it, the injury he had usually keeps you out a little bit longer. So I was surprised to see AJ Styles there. Really surprised that Randy Orton didn't return to the Rumble. I figured that the whole the package pile driver that he got from Kevin Owens would not have kept him out this long. I know obviously that is a wrestling storyline, a wrestling injury, but maybe he's dealing with a different injury, or maybe he just has it written in his contract. I'm going to take this period of time off. Maybe that's the case. So anyways, how many altogether did I get wrong? Let's see here. Pat McAfee, Jeff Hardy, Trick Williams, The New Day. All right, so I got, wow. Yeah, okay. That's 7 altogether. All right, as you can see, I've got the women here, the people who are actually in it, the people who I thought were going to be in it. And I remember thinking during the Women's Rumble, I'm getting most of these. I think I got a better score on the Women's Rumble than I did on the Dudes Rumble. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Bianca Belair, Jordynne Grace, no Asuka. Asuka's not returned yet. When is she coming back? Are they going to have to wait till after the Raw after WrestleMania? The SmackDown after WrestleMania? She's going to be out that long? She's not going to be there for WrestleMania? That is a bummer to me. No Asuka in the Rumble. That bummed me out. So there's one wrong. Candice LeRae was in it. Naomi, Dakota Kai. Oh, Dakota Kai's got concussion. A lot of you people pointed out after my last video, Dakota Kai is, I guess, still going through concussion protocol or something like that. So she wasn't in it. Not terribly surprising after I realized that one. Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Lyra Valkyria, B-Fab, Nia Jax, Io Sky, Becky Lynch. No Becky Lynch. That's right. No Becky Lynch. Surprised not to see Becky Lynch. I guess they're waiting, I don't know for what with Becky Lynch. I don't know what the deal is with that. Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Ivy Nile, Zelina Vega, Katana Chance wasn't in it, nor was Caden Carter. So those are 2 that I got wrong. I'm at 5 right now. Oh boy. All right, let's see here. Piper Niven, Alexa Bliss, the big return of Alexa Bliss. I got that one right. Michael Cole, the internet said she was going to come back. I am internet. Chelsea Green, already said Caden Carter. Michin, Masha Slamovich wasn't there. Our friendo, Dark Dank Lucha, was at a show that day, and he was like, guys, I got bad news. Masha's here. I was like, damn it. Natalia was in it. Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vaquer, and Raquel Rodriguez were all in it. Also, so I got 6 wrong, so I got slightly better than the men's Rumble. I'm not going to factor in the final 4 and the winners because I got those wrong clearly here. Cena was the only guy I got right in the final 4 for the men's. What did I have for the women's final 4? Bianca, Charlotte, Becky, and Liv. No, yeah, Charlotte I think was the only one out of the final 4 there. So that's a bummer. So wait, who was in it? Who was in the Women's Rumble that wasn't? Oh, Lash Legend. I figured Lash Legend would have a good shot at getting in because she's going to get called up soon. Sonya Deville, probably should have put her in there. Pure Fusion Collective actually had a pretty decent showing in the Rumble. Maxine Dupree. Did not think they'd put Maxine in. Just like with the men, did not think they were going to put Otis in the Rumble. And they did. Let's see here. Who else? Jada Parker. Awesome to see Jada Parker in the Rumble. I thought that was really cool. NXT had a big showing. That's right. Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. I already mentioned her. And then, of course, wait, did I mention? Yeah, I mentioned Nikki Bella. And then Trish Stratus. All right, so I got 24 out of the 30 for the women, 23 out of the 30 for the men. If you add that up and put it against 60 and then divide stuff, it gets 78%. Like kind of a high C, kind of a C plus right there. I was a lot better than that in school, I swear to God. And this is a topic I claim to know something about. This is a topic I've actually built a career off knowing stuff about. Yee, what does that say about me? Anyways, if anybody else out there predicted all the entrants in the Rumble, let me know what your score was. What was your grade in the comments below? Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.